All right, Alexander, let's talk about two news topics. The first one that we'll talk about is an update on Nord Stream 2. What's the latest?
Well, it's been quite interesting. If you remember, about a month ago, the Danish authorities made a decision that the remaining area where they have to lay pipes under the sea, which are in Danish territorial waters, the pipes can be laid by ships which use anchor positioning as opposed to dynamic positioning. Dynamic positioning is, where you use the ship has particular engines and positions itself on the sea in an exact position, but it does it through its motors. Anchor positioning is it drops anchors. Now, dynamic positioning is much more sophisticated. The Swiss company that was doing it with the world experts on it, they did it in all the areas of the Danish Sea where it was important for all kinds of safety reasons, because there were concerns. So the Danes said that there are explosives at the bottom of the sea in that area. Apparently, some of them left over from the Second World War. Well, who knows? Maybe that's true. But anchor positioning is now being allowed in the remaining stretch of water where the pipes have to be laid. The Russians have two ships in the area, one with dynamic positioning, one with anchor positioning. The time for appealing that Danish decision expired today. So that gives the Russians freedom to lay the pipes with both ships, both with the ship they have there, which is able to carry it out with dynamic positioning, and with the ship that uses anchor positioning. So that will massively accelerate the time in which the pipes can be laid. The Russians waited until the time period for appealing this decision by the Danes had expired. It's now expired, so the green light has now been given, and I anticipate the Russians will start laying the pipes within the next few hours.
All right. So it looks like Nord Stream 2 is all set to go online.
Absolutely.
It's a matter of time now.
They've already laid 94% of the pipes. There's only 6% more to do. There's two ships there to do it. They are both anchored in German waters. They're ready to start work. They will start work, as I said, within hours. And there's not much more left to do, and it will be completed, I anticipate, by the early autumn.
All right. So let's switch gears to a story that we covered about a couple of hours ago. Actually, I put the video up, and now I'm putting this news topic up as well, which is that we have news that the double taxation negotiation, the deadlock between Cyprus and Russia, where it looked like Russia was walking away from it, has now taken a turn towards possibly getting resolved. We have a Russian embassy spokesperson, and I'm taking this from Cyprus Mail. A Russian embassy spokesperson has confirmed in an interview with the Cyprus Mail that the negotiations scheduled for August 10-11 regarding the double tax treaty will take place as announced. So it looks like the Russians were ready to walk away, but Anastasiadis, it appears, had a phone call with Russian President Putin. Anastasiadis, the president of Cyprus, talked with Putin, and they may be able to salvage some sort of agreement on the double taxation.
Yes, I mean it won't be what Cyprus had before, but it'll be better than nothing. And given how important this is for Cyprus, it should, they need to get an agreement quickly. It's interesting the Russians have agreed to sit down and talk. Now, I think that Anastasiadis did exactly the right thing by telephoning Putin and speaking to Putin directly, because without Putin's intervention, I'm sure we would not be in this position. I'm sure it was Putin himself who decided that they would reopen the talks. But from a Russian point of view, I suspect two things have driven this decision. Firstly, I think the Russians still do not want to completely cut their bridges with Cyprus. I mean, I think they still want to see it as a country that will be eventually a friend to themselves. But I think beyond that, and far more importantly, I suspect that there's been pressure from Russian business people, from banks, from investors, from all kinds of people like that, who have big investments in Cyprus, and they've been probably calling up the Russian government and saying, "Well, hold on a moment, we can't just from one day to the next, accept this. We need time to sort ourselves out. Cyprus needs the time. We need the time too. We have had a very good deal with Cyprus for many, many years. Give this an opportunity to sort something out for our sakes, for their sakes, and we can make it work." So, given that was probably going on within Russia, Anastasiades' telephone call was probably well timed, and obviously Putin was in an amenable mood. So let's see what happens now. I don't foresee us going back to the arrangement which existed before, and the Cypriots have left it very late, but at least there is now some manoeuvring.
Yeah, better late than never, and at least maybe they can salvage something.
Yeah, I think the chances are that they will. I mean, I hope that they will anyway. I mean, I think they will.
Yeah. Well, just to wrap it up, with all the hit that the economy is going to take because of the lockdowns, this is the last thing that Cyprus needs, is another hit on top of the lockdowns, and this would be a big economic hit to lose the Russian business.
It would be a very big economic hit. I will say this. I mean, when I've spoken to Russian business people about this, and they've always told me what a good service they get in Cyprus from the lawyers and the people who, the accountants and all the people who work there. So from their point of view, I can see that there would be pressure in Russia to try to keep something going in Cyprus. And as I said, Anastasiades left it very late, but at least he's added his voice to that. So hopefully something will be agreed.
All right, so we'll leave it there and we'll follow this story as well. Alexander Merkers, thank you very much. Guys, click on the subscribe button. Also, hit that like, drop us a comment, donate to us, PayPal, Patreon, Subscribe Star. We don't have any double taxation treaties with Putin, do we? So you can donate freely too.
We certainly don't.
Don't worry about it. And also go to the Duran shop and pick up some magic bucks. This is a service.
Absolutely. This is the US. This is Greece, by the way. This one here. So you can see it's a bit smaller than the US, but then Greece is a somewhat smaller country than the US. The best mugs in the world. You won't find better anywhere. I should know. I've drunk from so many mugs in my time with the tea and coffee I regularly drink that, I can definitely tell you these are the best mugs anywhere. And our viewers who have bought them think the same. And if you go to the shop, you will find that we have ever expanding range of mugs. And if you don't see the flag of your own country there, perhaps wait a little, because more likely than not it will come. But if it still doesn't come, drop us a line and we'll see what we can do to accommodate you. And we've also got the amazing shirts. You see I'm wearing a new shirt, which is an amazing shirt with the flag of Great Britain. My other country where I live and of which I'm a proud citizen and resident. And you can also find these amazing shirts, all beautifully made, 100% cotton. You can find them all in our shop, and the line is expanding all the time. And you've got other things too: hats, hoodies, stickers, and of course, we've also got. Alex is gesturing me. I think this is what he's referring to, isn't he? This is, of course.
Give a shout out to our friends.
Let's give our shout out to the friends. You see, he does this gesture. I'm always with my Patriot Beacon, made by our friends at Patriotic Legacy, because it is, of course, the best flashlight in the world. The reason I have it next to me, by the way, is because my cellar is next door. I always go into my cellar. I don't have lights in my cellar because I have my wine cooling there. So obviously I need my Patriot Beacon to find my my Bordeaux claret in the darkness of my cellar. And my gosh, what a great torch it is. You can see this extraordinary beam it has. You can find anything you're looking for, either in a dark torch or in a dark wood when you're walking dogs, or indeed, if you have it in your car, it's an incredibly indispensable accessory also. And you can also dim it, which you can, as I've just done. Or if you're walking on on a dark road and you want to alert people that you're there, you can just you can flash with it like that. And if you want to alert people that you're there too, you can also do an alarm like this, which you can hear what it says. I don't want to keep it on too long because it attracts my dogs, which is incredibly useful also. And it's solar powered, so it never ever loses power, and you can recharge your iPhone and smartphone and tablet and laptop from it, if you need to. And it's also an extraordinarily great tool. You can use it as a hammer, or if you need to break a windscreen, you need to get somebody out, you can break the windscreen, and you've got a seatbelt cutter there that you can use to cut that person out. So it's an absolutely wonderful thing. Alex calls it the Swiss Army knife of flashlights, because it's got so many things that it also does, as well as just being a flashlight. It's also, as I said, the best flashlight anywhere. But it is also a strikingly beautiful thing. I mean, this is difficult to explain in words, but it is so well made and strong and rugged. Just holding on to it gives you pleasure and security and confidence. It's the kind of amazing, strong, durable product people in the United States makes, and this is a classic example of that. And it feels indestructible, so you feel tremendous confidence when you have it. It's the Patriot Beacon. It's made by our friends at Patriotic Legacy, made in the United States, ships all over the world. Everyone should have one, whether you have a cellar or not, as I do, whether you walk your dogs or not, as I do, or definitely have one in your car, as I definitely do. Whenever I drive in the dark, especially, I always have it with me. And if I ever get lost, it's got one other thing. It's got a compass there, which helps guide me and bring me back to the places where I want to be. It's the Patriot Beacon by our friends at Patriotic Legacy, made in the United States, ships everywhere in the world.
All right. You will find a link to the Patriotic Legacy, the Patriot Beacon, underneath this video. Use the code Duran20 at checkout and you get 20% off. Ships all over the world. Alexander Mercouris, thank you very much. Until next time, everybody, take care.